Hi there, Frank here for premium members for the trading day of February 25, 2026, a Wednesday. Let's start with the indexes, and if you've been following the story here in the previous videos, then you know what we're doing here and what we're waiting for and what options we have about the potential entry. Beautiful green bar here on the 4-hour chart, and this seems to be holding this area here at this time anyway, and the weekly is firmly bullish. We're expecting an upside break. How you want to participate, we discussed it in the previous video, I think 2 videos before, so go back and watch that. If you're planning to do something here in this market, and probably the same on all the others as well. Look at this beautiful NQ holding 2, very similar to the ES actually, and the YM is actually giving us a bull flag here, a setup on the daily time frame. Here we go. Let's not forget the RTY, which is toying around with this trigger area here. Look at this. We already have the algorithmic calculation. We have the firm bullish momentum in the form of this cloud, the Remek cloud. And we have the what seems like a, or looks like a failure test on the 4-hour chart. Based on this information, plus the weekly, of course, which is the first pullback after the breakout. Look at that beautiful structure in the weekly. We definitely are expecting an upside break from here. Okay, let's move on to some of the markets. I'm still standing by on currencies. So let's look at oil, which is still in progress. There might be some trigger internationally. Whatever will move this market probably will move it to the upside. There is a complex bull flag on the 4-hour chart at this time. And depending on where you entered, if you entered, manage yourself in this trade. Also, gold is behaving as we expected. Remember this good call here with a giant, almost 10-to-1 or so reward risk trade with a tight stop. Doesn't happen too often. If you are new to this, go back 1 or 2 videos and watch what we said about this situation here. The SI as well. Let's have a look. We noted the 50 or the 65 level here, and look, we are just pushing to the upside. And there's a consolidation area on the 4-hour chart. Let's not forget, with an algorithmic trigger already. Now let's also look at PA and PL. Palladium first, triggering to the upside. Look at this, and also in progress already on the 4-hour time frame. And platinum, same story. Of course, treasuries, we've been watching treasuries and participating. Here we go. We are expecting another move up to 119 or so, depending on which one you choose to trade. ZF and ZN also look very similar and very good. Look at this. On this one, we already have the signal. And ZN, let's look at the 10-year treasury as well. Here we go. Nice long setup here on the daily time frame. Last but not least, let's have a look at this little lesson here on ZL. We often say that we like to keep a runner, a second contract, or depending on how many contracts you trade, of course. This is a good example why it might pay off, this kind of strategy, because it can turn into a slide that is described or characterized by the lack of pullbacks, you see. So if you took the 100% of the position off the chart, that's perfectly fine. You have a 1-hour trade. If you are eyeing a little bit more, then you might want to devise a strategy with BT. Of course, it's possible, but also with Pro STR that keeps a runner on the market, which you can then trail from behind. And also wheat, we are flat now, but we are monitoring a pullback here. This was also discussed in the previous videos. So spend a little time, dive in deep, and internalize the process. I think this is something that is worth pursuing. And we have thousands and thousands of trades, backtesting results, quantitative tests at your disposal to provide strong evidence for the fact that this is something worth looking at. As always, back in the morning, and until then, mindful trading.